Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll, and this is your Los Feliz September real estate update. Los Feliz, one of the most desirable spots on the inner workings of Los Angeles on the east side. Sits on the north, kind of east corner of Hollywood. Very high ticket prices out here, but super desirable. Great downtown areas. Beautiful homes, especially off the north side of Los Feliz. We're going to get into everything that's important. We're going to go into current statistics. We'll look at some month over month. We'll look at some year over year. And at the end of the video, I'm going to try and find you some value in the neighborhood. If you're somebody that's looking, let's go. Jumping right into the current state in Los Feliz, we actually have some positive news in the real estate numbers when it comes to Los Feliz, which isn't common for any neighborhood across Los Angeles and frankly across the country right now, because we currently have 51 homes available for sale, and that is a 30% increase from last month. So if you're somebody who's been following along month after month on these updates, we had 39 homes available last month. Now we're up to 51. Of those 51, 12 have seen price drops. So over 20% of those homes are seeing price drops. That's something we're seeing consistently throughout Los Angeles, because frankly, there's just not enough buyers who are able to afford a home right now. So those people who are selling their homes, who are eager to make the move for whatever reason that is, have to lower the price to try and entice people. On the minimum side of things, homes available for $868K. That's the minimum to get in the neighborhood. The maximum, we actually have a beautiful, gorgeous house listed for $18.4 million. We're going to talk about that home at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Average home sale right now is a little high for Los Feliz at 4.015378. Obviously, that is because we have an $18 million home on the market right now. So we're at a smidge high as far as the averages go. Days on market, we've hit that golden number. We talk about this a lot if you follow along in the videos. The number is 62 right now. And when it gets into the 60s, that's when you start to see these price drops, because essentially no one wants to wait 2 months to sell their home. So 30 to 45, pretty typical. When you get into that 2-month mark, sellers start to get weary. They start to get tired of open houses, tired of waiting, especially as we end summer and school starts for those with kids. If we take a quick peek into September of 2022, we had 15 homes sell at 103% clip. Year over year, last year in 2022, from August to September, we had a 37% drop. So we saw huge declines as summer ended. That's pretty typical. We have a chance from a year over year perspective to get back to 15, right? We got 51 available and only 15 sold last year. So we'll see how that pans out. Stick around for next month's update. Like and subscribe if you want to see how that kind of shakes out. But let's take a quick look into last month, because that's going to give us some vital information if you're somebody that's looking right now. Let's go. Last month out in Los Feliz, couple things jump off the board immediately. First of all, homes sold was only 13, and it sold at a 98% clip. So what that number means, 98%, is meaning if you take the list price of the homes, it was selling under the list price on average, only by 2%, but anything under is not good for a real estate market. And that's actually the second month in a row we've seen Los Feliz go under the list price, which is extremely uncommon because of the lack of inventory right now. What that tells me, if I'm somebody who's looking to buy in the area, if I see one of these homes, especially one of the homes that has a price drop going on, I know I might be able to get that home at or even a few percentage points below the list price, especially, like I said, as we end summer and people are desperate to make the move or trying to sell their home. The minimum sale last month was $995K. It sold $5K over the list price, was listed for $990. Top end for the second month in a row, we had a home sale in Los Feliz for over $9 million. It sold for $9.4 million. So we're seeing a few of the high ticket prices. Like I mentioned, that neighborhood just north of Los Feliz, very desirable spot. You know, it's an access to the Griffith Observatory. You got the Greek Theater in there. Very nice neighborhood. The only thing that I don't like is the amount of traffic on Los Feliz consistently. It can be a real pain getting up and down. It's an access point from everyone who works in Hollywood to get up out into the north, East Valley, and it can be a real pain. But outside of that, the homes are beautiful. The neighborhoods are safe. You're obviously not dealing with homeless or a lot of crime in those neighborhoods, and you're only a scoot away from Hillhurst in Vermont, where a lot of great restaurants and walkable areas are. So it's very desirable in that respect. Our average home sale last month was a little bit closer to Los Feliz average at 3.562, 653. Like I said, right now we're at 4 million as far as the list. 3.5 is a little bit closer to where we normally sit with Los Feliz. Days on market for the homes that sold is 14. There's always going to be a lower number than the ones that are sitting. If we take a quick look into August of 2022, we had 24 homes sell, 103% clip, so 3% over the list price. And that is unfortunately a 46% decline year over year. That's the highest I've seen on the east side from a year over year perspective. So we had a nice August in 2022. Last month, inventory issues. Like I said, we only had 39 available at the time. 13 of them went up the board, so a third sold. So we're dealing with those issues from a year over year perspective consistently. Things are very tough. Interest rates are high. Home prices are high. Inventory is low. Just the name of the game. But let's go see if we can find some value in the neighborhood if you're looking in Los Feliz with homes that have caught my eye. Homes that have caught my eye. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into the entry level. What does it take to get into the neighborhood at a minimum perspective? We're going to look at my top pick, PK's top pick, where I find a home of value right now. That's what I'm most focused on when it comes to people trying to buy a home, is finding a home that has opportunity to appreciate and has good financial value. We'll look at the top dogs. It's always nice to see what the top end looks like in the neighborhood. We will not repeat houses that we went over the month before. We don't want to have this become a repetitive session for those who follow along from a monthly perspective, but I'll touch on that. Let's start with the entry level. So 868 is the low end in Los Feliz. That is 1110 North Ardmore. We are not going to go over that house. Scoot back to the August real estate update. We broke down that house in the video. It's still on the market. We talked about how the price per square footage was high for an 868 home. It's just under $900K per square foot. We anticipated that this home probably wouldn't jump off the market, and it hasn't done so, but I'm not going to repeat that. What we're going to do is we're going to jump to the second lowest, which is 3308 Wood Terrace, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 922 square feet. It's listed for $989,000, so just under $1 million mark. If we look at the low sale from last month, $990 sold for $995. So what that tells me with this $989 is you're probably going to be able to get this home, if this is what you're looking for, right around the list price. $1,072 per square foot, pretty high for a home under $1 million. I want that number between 4 and 7. In Los Feliz, probably more realistically between 6 and 8. So a 1072 is a little high, not killer. Los Feliz is very popular, but I don't necessarily love that number. The lot's 2453. That's okay. Nice little bungalow here. The one thing that is very positive when it comes to this home, when looking at the numbers, is there was a comp right there down the street, 21936. So our house is 21922. This house was 21936, and it recently sold for 1.120 million. So 131,000 over what we're listing here. So let's move on to my top play, my PK's top pick. Now, last month's home jumped off the market very quickly. We love the numbers. We saw a price drop. We saw great per square footage, and we're going to kind of stay with that formula where we look for homes that are showing desperation from sellers, so I can come in, get it at the list price or maybe even below, and get some value if I'm going to pay a high interest rate and I'm financing this home. And that brings us to 3763 Prestwick Drive. It's a 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4224 square feet. It's listed for $2.499,999, and it just had a $300,000 price drop. In a normal real estate market, when things are just okay, a price drop means something's wrong with the house. It's gravely mispriced, some major issues. It's honestly a red flag, right? But in this market, it's just not the same. It's just not what we're dealing with. When you get to, what they had originally listed for 2.799 plus, that's such a high ticket item that you are basically eliminated almost anybody who's financing, right? Because your monthly payment is going to be 5 figures on that type of loan. And so we've seen the $300K price, which gives me an opportunity to know that the seller's looking to make the move. The $591 per square foot is an amazing number for a $2.5 million home. So I love that number too. The lot's 6930, so pretty good from a space. It sits in the Los Feliz Hills, something I've been talking about consistently in this video. 3-car garage, open layout. Beautiful porch up front. So I really think there's some value here. You get into this home, you stick around 7, 10, 15 years, you're almost certainly going to get appreciation because the neighborhood's great. The home is beautiful, great size. All the numbers check out for me. That's why it's the top pick. And let's finish off with the top dog on the market. I did want to mention quickly 2331 Chesthurst was the top dog last month. And we said if you're going after this house that you should bid below the list price. I thought it was overpriced even for a high ticket item. That home has been canceled now. So I don't know exactly how it went out, but obviously they weren't getting the offers that they wanted, so they canceled it. But that wouldn't have mattered because this house trumps it either way. It's 2400 Iverness Avenue, 6 bedrooms, 11 baths, tons of baths, 11,129 square feet. So ginormous house. Better be when it's listed for 18.4 million. The yearly high in Los Feliz is just over 10 million at 10.294. So this almost doubles it, right? We're at 18.4 compared to 10.294. 1653 per square foot. That's very high. But when you get into $18 million price, you can't take the same perspective you do with a normal market because there's not, you see it with the yearly numbers. There's not houses that are comparative to it. And you just got to make that assertion. This is probably, somewhere who's going to be able to come in and buy this house in cash. You're probably not going to finance an $18 million house. The lot's just under 40K at 39,203, but absolutely gorgeous house, as you assume. Beautiful views. It's got the wine cellar. I know wine cellars are very popular on the high ticket side. And of course, if you're going to live on the east side and you're going to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars, you better have a pool and a jacuzzi. And of course, this does. So beautiful home. If you're in the market for that, might be something to take a look at. Great area. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value. And we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like Quick Cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.